And guess what? Bidenomics is working.
I got some bad news, man. Those of us that actually trusted the Biden administration, we were wrong. We were wrong, but it might not be our fault, right? We couldn't have possibly seen any of this stuff coming. There were no real indicators except for, the shrinking middle class, insane inflation, people actually struggling more than they ever have, record per capita homelessness. I mean, there were some warning signs, but other than that, we couldn't have possibly seen this coming.
For the third straight month, prices have gone up more than expected, from the rising cost of car insurance and repairs to how much you're paying at the grocery store every week.
Do you know how much one of these costs? $2 freaking.
This was $200.
We supposed to skip the power bill this month so we can buy groceries, or the mortgage?
Before the pandemic, all of these groceries, about 30 items, cost $100 on average. Now, 5 years later, according to Nielsen IQ, all this costs 33% more, meaning you'd have to skip about 10 items, like chicken, bread, milk, and bananas to make your $100 budget.
Tonight, Americans hoping to see the Federal Reserve cut interest rates as early as June may now have a longer wait, with inflation climbing for the third straight month.
The prices is too high.
The Consumer Price Index up 3.5% in March from a year ago, fueled by higher costs for rent, car insurance, clothes, medical care, and gas.
I used to fill it up for $35. It was a beautiful thing.
And now it's 45.
45, and sometimes it's 60 between food and gas. It's had a big impact.
At Alexandria Jones Vintage Shop in Chicago, rent just jumped from $1,400 to $1,800 a month.
I have to do a sale. I have to bring people in just so I can be able to deal with what is, the inevitable of my rent being $400 more than it was.
To combat inflation, the Fed increased borrowing costs to a 22-year high, making it more expensive to pay for a new mortgage, car, or credit card debt.
This just in, inflation is headed in the wrong direction right now. The latest consumer price report just out shows prices up 3.5%. This over same time last year. CNN's Rahel Solomon just looking through it all, just running into the studio to help us out. What are you seeing in this?
Hey, Kate. So, yeah, you put it pretty well there that this is moving in the wrong direction. So 3.5% on an annual basis. To put that in context, that is hotter than what we were expecting and certainly hotter than we saw the month prior. If you look at CPI on a monthly basis, sort of a similar trend there, right? So coming in at 0.4% on a monthly basis, that is also hotter than we were expecting, and it sort of matches what we saw the month prior.
I hate to be smart ass about it, man, but of course we saw this coming. Anyone living in reality, even part-time, if you're a part-time liver in reality, you saw this coming. And we've been trying to warn people, man, but this is how strong the Democrat gaslight really is. I mean, there are people, believe it or not, man, that believe, like down into their bones, they believe somehow that Bidenomics is working. And if you don't think it's working, they think, well, that's on you. They keep telling you record jobs, inflation under control, they say. Orange man bad, save democracy. That's basically the message over and over, different order, but all on a loop, right? But I think it's starting to backfire. I can't honestly believe that it actually worked, even for a day, let alone for actual years. But it is starting to backfire. And here's why. People aren't stupid, man. And they're definitely not as stupid as Democrats think. And they might even support Joe Biden, or they might even hate Donald Trump or whatever. But people need to hear a plan. And more than that, they need to be heard. They at least need to feel like they're being heard, right? So I don't think that reasonable people can possibly vote for a president that tells them that they've never been better while they know that they've got actual serious problems. Because if you cannot acknowledge there's a problem, how the hell can I hire you to fix it? And people are waking up.
I think he's been absolutely disastrous for the economy.
I agree.
Raise your hand if you think President Trump's policies on the economy would be better for your family personally. Raise your hand. All right, so that is everybody. President Biden argues that his economic record has been very good. He said President Trump's was not as good. What are you keying off of, Sean? Since you had the best smile, and Virginia the second best smile. What are you keying off of to say President Trump's economic policies would be better for you?
My past performance of my 401k. I know it was post 2020 and everything kind of flipped around, but You can't blame everything on 2020 for forever.
We have areas here in Pennsylvania where it's just at a standstill right now. Like things are supposed to be being built and the interest rates are just way too high for people to invest and start moving around.
And Virginia, just staying with you because Pennsylvania is near and dear to Joe Biden's heart. Are there Biden policies that you would blame for the problem? And if so, what are they?
The interest rate is so high right now, and I know they're trying to cut the inflation down, but like if nobody is building, no businesses are really coming to Pennsylvania right now to keep us moving forward.
Even if you're trying to buy a house, because I'm trying to become a first-time home buyer, the prices are so high right now. It's just hard.
Is there anything Joe Biden could do or say between now and the time you vote that would make you feel differently about feeling that his policies would not be as good for your family on the economy? Or are you pretty much decided that Trump's policies would be better for the economy?
I mean, I feel like he doesn't even take accountability for what's going on in the economy. Not even accountability, like he's in denial that it's happening.
The point is Biden needs to hear the people, because when he's talking about the economy doing stellar, he's talking about the stock market. He's not looking at homelessness or joblessness. He's not, at Hagee's point, thinking about how much it costs to go to the grocery store. And he's gaslighting literally everyone in the process.
And Omar, you voted for Joe Biden last time, right?
Yeah.
These are people that claim to be undecided. And as I watch that, I think undecided might actually have a new meaning in 2024. I think undecided actually means I'm voting for Donald Trump, but there's just no way in hell I'm going to actually say it, because I'm aware of just how many Democrat psychopaths actually exist in this crazy new clown world. I think that's what it means. And the progressive psychopaths that we're talking about, I think they know that that's what it means. But like any good crazy person, truly crazy person, they think this is what's going to win hearts and minds.
What I hear when I talk to undecideds is the grocery bills are...
Yes, but if people knew civics, they would know that's not his... Listen, he doesn't...
There are absolutely things that Biden can do to address it, and grocery prices have jumped 25% over 4 years.
What can he do?
Hang on real quick. This is the reality. It's the most immediate and repetitive thing. You have to buy groceries every week.
We get that. Get all of that. But the question is, what do you want him to do? Because what can he do?
He can challenge the major grocery chains if he wants to. There are things that he can do with that. He can encourage the Fed to do.
Can he take them to court?
So
far, we're in a free country. Let her answer.
No, there are a number of things that can be done, but to just say, I wash my hands, that's not my problem, you can't afford groceries.
Can he take them to court? Because
no, it's not a matter of taking them to court.
I see what you're saying. Even as campaigning on things like that helps, because I think also making room for immigration would be helpful here. One of the things, if you're looking towards the election, if you want to grab people and get them voting, immigration is one of the most agreed upon problems.
But here's the problem. He goes and he takes care of what he's supposed to be taking care of, which is the bridge and how to open. Hold on,
I don't think that's what Ron Klain was saying. He was talking about him going to ribbon cutting to infrastructure projects. I get it might have sounded toned up with the bridge.
But here's the thing. People are bitching if he does stuff. They bitch if he doesn't do stuff. Listen, he's doing what he's supposed to be doing. He's doing what he's supposed to be doing. But I'm pissed off. I'll tell you
Americans are spending 11% of their income on food.
I'm an American. I'm a little pissed off about having over-the-priced stuff. But I tell you what I'm really pissed off about. I'm really pissed off that people seem to think that the American citizen is a wallet where you can just get your hand in there. That's what I want to talk. I want to talk about why the people in New Jersey now are facing not just getting the prices raised on the buses and trains. No. This is on the Jersey side.
Yeah, I know, but it's all part of the same.
But the congestion pricing isn't making me as nuts as...
I just want to underscore, because I think it's a fair point. There's not like one box he can check and suddenly grocery prices go down. That would be ridiculous to suggest. But what is being told by advisors is you need to speak to what people are feeling. You need to speak to this very real reality. I make a lot of money. I put a red onion back the other day because it was $4.99. That's ridiculous.
I don't even know what the hell we just watched, man. You've got Whoopi Goldberg, of all people, claiming that people don't know civics. I mean, she's the one who thinks Jill Biden's a real doctor and should have been made Surgeon General by Joe Biden. But anyway, she claims that Joe Biden is just a passenger, just along for the ride, playing the Same game, paying the same prices as you and me, right? He can't do shit about anything, is what she says, right? She says he's doing everything he's supposed to do, which is, of course, not be Trump. As long as you're not Donald Trump, you're doing what you're supposed to do and you're doing a great job. And then you have the fake conservatives saying, well, he could do something. He could threaten grocery stores. Like, come on, what? Threaten them what? I mean, make them go out of business? I mean, these people are insane. Here's the thing. They are right to an extent. There's no magic button that fixes anything overnight, right? But it is all fixable and it is all avoidable. It's all self-imposed, man. It was all an unforced error. And it all goes back to policy. And if you had to pick one policy, it's energy policy, but it goes back to a lot of policies. But when energy is cheap, it costs less to make things. It costs less to get those things to the consumer. But they don't want that because they actually believe that if energy is more costly, that we're going to somehow use less of it. And it just doesn't work like that. Energy is required to live. I mean, it is that freaking simple. So that's one thing. But just look line by line at the issues that we face, and you'll be able to find some government policy somewhere, some progressive agenda that's driving it all crazy and making it haywire. Just look at car insurance, right? Up 30% from just a couple years ago. Ask a liberal why, and they'll tell you it's corporate greed. But the real reason is more people in rental cars for longer because there's no one available to repair damaged cars. We got 180,000 new gender studies graduates every single year, but not enough mechanics and repair technicians to keep the world freaking moving. Again, agenda, policy, and elections have consequences. We've heard that, and it is true. And, you know, we say it every time now, right? But this election really is the most important election that we're ever going to have, man. But that's just my take, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you haven't already, be a part of our growth, man. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share the channel. I'll see you in the next one.